Now I want to say something about my Harbor Freight winch, and I was very impressed with how well it worked. It dragged this lawnmower up on here with the two rear wheels trying to turn in opposite directions. This tire here was totally flat. That one was soft, but that one at least was turning. So one wheel was turning in the right direction out of the three. And this thing dragged it from outside. In fact, it wanted to drag the lift back because there was so much resistance from the tractor. So I put this 2x4 down on the ground as a stop, and that took care of that problem. But I had an issue with this when we moved down here. I did not have a place to keep it in under cover at first. In fact, it was outside most of the time until I got it back in here in the shed. Shop, whatever you want to call it. And because it had been sitting outside and I couldn't find the remote control for it, and after looking through my bins and everything else, I actually found it hanging off of this. But because it had been outdoors and been in the rain, it was all corroded, and the remote unit, this piece and the other piece that went with it, were all messed up. So I bought this new solenoid, and I bought this remote unit here, which came with this control unit here, and I got them wired up to my winch, and I was concerned that the winch itself was junk from sitting outside, though it shouldn't be. They're made for using on outdoor vehicles. But I got it all hooked up and it worked just dandy. In fact, I'm going to demonstrate it for you right now, and then I'll give you a quick overview of how it works. And you can see that it goes out just dandy. And then it goes in pretty well. Here we go. And don't forget to shut your remote control off, otherwise it'll drain the battery from sitting. So I wanted to give a big shout out to Vernon, Missouri Oldtimer again. He had a video on wiring one of these units up. It does come with directions, and it may vary a little bit, but this is helpful. But being able to see somebody do it or see somebody pointing out what the actual units are hooked to is even better for me. I'm a visual kind of guy. So basically, on this remote unit here, there are 5 wires. There's a yellow, a white, a red, a black, and then this wire here, green wire, is just the antenna wire. So there's basically only 4, can you count them? 1, 2, 3, 4 wires that need to be hooked up. So when you hook up your solenoid, you have one terminal. These 2 top terminals go to the winch itself. So you can see I have this red one going down here to the red positive terminal on the winch, and I have this black one going down here to the black terminal down on the bottom. And actually on this winch it is yellow in color, or maybe that was white originally, it's just faded, I don't know. But anyway, that's where those 2 go. And then this middle terminal here, that one hooks to the battery. And now I couldn't find a good red cable, another one, so I got a new black one, and I have red tape on both ends so that I know that it's red, positive. That's hooked to the battery. The red wire out of your remote receiver also hooks onto the same terminal with the battery. And then you have the ground wire from the battery goes down here to this terminal on the front, and also the black wire from your remote unit also hooks on there. So the remote is grounded to the battery. the hot wire is hotted into the battery through the cables. That leaves 2 wires left over, a yellow one and the white one. And it really doesn't make a difference which one goes where. You can switch them back, and depending on, it just happened the way that I got mine hooked up that it worked out on my remote. But if it was, it would have still worked, but it would have been backwards rather than in and out. It would have been, this would have been in and this would have been out. So, but that's all there is to it. And on this particular setup, this one here has these female bayonet connectors on the end of these wires on each side. And when it came in the mail, when this unit came in the mail, it had eyelets on the end. So I just cut those off and put the female bayonet connectors or spade connectors, whatever you want to call them, on there. So they just slide on and off. So I'm very pleased with the way it works. And of course it's going to be right in my way, especially when I get the Goofy cart in here, because a lot of the work I have to do yet on the Goofy cart is on the back. Although I think when the Goofy cart comes in, it's actually going to come in just the same way as I brought this in. This will be the front of the Goofy cart, and the back will be back there where I have higher ceiling with more clearance, and I'm hoping it will clear still. So I hope that's helpful to somebody. I'm going to be making a mount to mount my battery. Probably my battery is going to be getting mounted down here on the side, and this is going to get swung up and underneath to be up out of the way. So hopefully that'll be helpful to somebody. I know Vernon's was very helpful to me, and in case you don't subscribe to him, and you want to check out his video on this, it's Missouri Oldtimer. And if I can remember, I will put a link in the description. Thanks again, Vernon. Oh, by the way, Vernon, my wife said to tell you that she absolutely loves that knife that you sent us. She said it is the best knife she has ever had for cutting bagels. And well, she's ever had. And she's almost as old as me, not quite, but almost as old as me, and I'm 70. So, you know, she's had a lot of knives over the years. So thank you again very much. We really appreciate it. And I hope you all having a good day. And there goes my air compressor. We can shut that right off, because we're not going to need it. But I hope you all are having a good day there. We're getting ready to have some rain tonight and into tomorrow, and some cooler weather. And but it's been very pleasant here, and I'm really enjoying myself here in Minnesota? Not Minnesota, in Tennessee. I used to be in Minnesota. Still hard to get it into my head where I'm actually at.